what operation is to be performed on operands. By operands we mean constant values or variables upon which we want to do the operations. For example, 100 plus 200. Here 100 is the operand, 200 is also the operand, and plus is the operator. Similarly, 100 greater than 200. I am comparing 100 with 200 by writing 100 greater than 200. So here also 100 and 200, they are operands, and greater than is the operator, right? So see, as far as types of operators are concerned, on basic level there are three types: arithmetic operators, relational operators, logical operators. As far as arithmetic operators are concerned, we have got a host of them: plus operator, minus, multiplication, division. Then there is modulus operator with the percentile symbol. See, you can see it at in the list at number 5. So what modulus operator does is it gets the remainder after a division. I will give you an example after a while. Then double star symbol at 6 number. This is for exponentiation, and double slashes is for floor division. Relational operators are basically used to compare operands. So it's greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Double equal to is used to compare the equality of two operands. Then there is at 6 number, there is not equal to. Logical operators. There are 3 logical operators: and, or, not. I will explain about logical operators after a short while from now. But first, let me show you arithmetic operators, how they are used. It's very simple. You are already familiar with this. 10 plus 2 is equal to 12. 10 minus 2.0. Here 10 and 2.0, they are the operands. Minus symbol is the operator, arithmetic operator, of course. 10 into 2, 20. Then see at number 4, 18 modulus 4. This percentage symbol is called modulus or modulo. This operator, as I have told you, gives the remainder. So when we will divide 18 with 4, we will be getting 2 as the remainder. So we are not talking about the quotient, we are talking about the remainder after the division. Then at number 5, I have written 5, 2 times multiplication symbol, that is stars, then 3. So that means 5 raised to power 3. It will give you 125. Then at 6, we have written 18 double slashes 4. So this is going to do the floor division. So when we will divide 18 with 4, we tend to get 4 point something, but we will get 4. Now important point for modulus operator, there are 2 points. Both operands should be integer. Sign of numerator is always considered in operation. For example, minus 10 modulus 4 will give you minus 2, but if it is 10 modulus minus 4, that means denominator is having negative symbol, minus symbol, then we are not going to get minus 2, we are going to get 2 only. Relational operators. As I have told you earlier also, relational operators are used to compare two operands. The output of these operators are always true or false. So true or false, they are called Boolean values. Relational operators are greater than or equal to, less than equal to, double equal to, not equal to, etc. Now see, by example you can come to know about the use of these relation operators, like 10 greater than 20 will yield false because this condition is false. Similarly, 20 greater than or equal to 10 will yield true. 10 greater than or equal to 10 will yield true. 10 double equal to 10 means we are comparing the equality of the first operand 10 with the second operand 10. Of course, both are equal, so it will yield true. Then 20 not equal to 20 will yield false because 20 is equal to 20. So this is 20 is not equal to 20. So it will yield false. Okay. Now we come to logical operators. Logical operators are used to either check a combination of conditions or to negate the logical state of a condition. Let me explain it this way. There are three logical operators: and, or, not. I'm sorry, I have mistakenly I have written relational operators. These are not relational operators, these are logical operators: and, or, not. So I'm sorry for that. Now see examples: 10 less than 20 and 5 less than 2. We are combining two conditions by using and. Now when I would write 10 is less than 20, this condition is going to be true, and 5 is less than 2, this second condition is going to be false, because 5 is not less than 2. So that means one condition is true and second condition is false, another condition is false. So if either of the condition is false, the overall output would be false, so it will yield false, because both the conditions, they have been combined with this operator AND. Similarly, in the next example, I am writing 20 greater than 10 and 5 greater than 2. Now see, both the conditions are true. 20 is greater than 10, 5 is greater than 2. Okay, so it will ultimately yield true. Now, as far as OR operator, logical operator, is concerned, either of the condition can get true in order to have the final evaluation as true. What I mean to say is, there is need for only one condition to be true, others can be false. So 20 greater than 10, this condition is true, or 5 less than 2, this condition is false. But even then, the final result will be true, because one condition is true. Similarly, 20 less than 10 or 5 less than 2. Now in this case, both the conditions are false, right? So because both the conditions are false, the final result is going to be false. Now the last one is very important. This is called negation operator, NOT, not. When I am writing not 100 greater than 200, now not operator is used, this logical operator is used to negate a condition. What I mean to say is, we will check the condition. If condition is false, the result will be true. If the condition is true, the result will be false. Now 100 is greater than 200, this condition is false, but because we have prefixed it with the logical operator not, which is also called negation operator, the result that will be produced is true. In continuation with the previous lecture, now I am going to tell you some special kind of operators. One of them is conditional operator. Actually, this operator selects one section for execution out of two sections. If condition is true, then program control goes to true section, otherwise goes to the false section. Actually, what I mean to say is, you will be able to understand it with the help of an example. See, here I have written C is equal to A if A greater than B, else B. Now what does it mean? It means, first the condition will be checked. If A greater than B, if this condition is true, the first operand that you have written, that is A, will be assigned to the variable C. If this condition is false, that is A is not greater than B, then whatever you have written after else, in this case it is B, that will be assigned to C. Let me again tell you, if A greater than B is true, then value of A will be assigned to C. You can look at the syntax carefully. If A is greater than B is false, then values of B will be assigned to C. So the syntax is important. You can see the syntax once again. This is conditional operator. Now there are some special kind of arithmetic operators which are called assignment operators. Plus is equal to, minus is equal to, multiplication is equal to, etc. Now see, if I write A plus is equal to 10, that means it is equivalent to the expression A is equal to A plus 10. Now what does it mean? It means whatever is the current value of A, in that value 10 will be added and the result will be put into A. Suppose the value of A is 100. The initial value of A is 100 I have written a plus is equal to 10. The new value of a will become 110. If I write a minus is equal to 5, minus is equal to is another kind of assignment operator. A minus is equal to 5 is equivalent to a is equal to a minus 5. Suppose the current value of a is 100. Now after that what will happen is its value will become 95. So are the other operators. You can just have a look. All these are called assignment operators. In this lecture, we are going to talk about a very important topic of Python, that is list. See, list is a collection of values. These values are ordered and changeable. When we say changeable, we can also say they are mutable. Duplicate values are allowed. You can have duplicate values also. The list values are also called items. The values are allowed to be heterogeneous. Now, what is this heterogeneous? Heterogeneous means you can have these values, the values that you will put into a list, they can belong to different data types. They need not be belonging to the same data type. The items are placed inside a square bracket. So in the next lecture, I am going to show you how to use lists programmatically. So we will be writing the programs and we will see how to use the list and access its items. Now in this lecture, we are going to have some sample programs about list control. Okay, so I have already created a project called mylist, and I have created a Python program also called list1.py. It's an empty program. So roll underscore numbers is going to be the name of my list. Then within square brackets I am writing 101, 202, 303, 404 and 505. So these are 101, 202, 303, 404 and 505. These are the elements, or we can say items, of my list roll underscore numbers. So above is the list with the name roll numbers. Okay, so the point to be noted is value at roll underscore numbers in square brackets I would write 0 is 101. So the index starts from 0 like strings. So value at roll numbers within square brackets 1 is 202 and so on. So always remember index starts from 0. Now I am going to use print, then name of my list roll underscore numbers, and within square brackets I am going to write 0. Then I am going to write print roll underscore numbers, within square brackets I am going to write 1. So as I have explained, roll underscore number 0 will print the first element 101 and roll underscore numbers 1 will print the second element 202. So similarly, if I happen to write roll underscore numbers 2, it's very clear that third element, which is 303, that will be printed. Why third? Because index starts from 0. So now in order to see the output, I am going to execute the program. So I am going to run the program and you can see the output. Yes, it's 101, 202 and 303. The first three elements are getting printed. In the continuation of the previous lecture, now we are going to see some more functions related with lists. So I have created another program called list2.py and I am going to take a list called countries. Then I'm giving the first value as India, second value as America, then third value as say New Zealand, and the fourth value let it be say let it be England, and finally I'm going to have another country, our neighboring country Nepal, a beautiful country. And then I'm going to print countries within square brackets. I'm going to write 1 colon 4. See, it's a kind of range. So when I'm saying 1 colon 4, what does it mean is I'm going to print all the items starting from index number 1 till index number 3. Mind it, not index number 4, till index number 3. So it will be 4 minus 1. So in the above statement, output will be America, because America is at index number 1, New Zealand and England, because in the last England will be printed because it is at index number 3, 4 minus 1, 3. So, okay. Now let me execute the program, go to run, then run, or you can right click on the program name, then click on run. See, America, New Zealand, England, this is the output, right? America at index number 1, New Zealand, and then at index number 3 it's England, that will be printed. Okay, let's proceed further. Now I will say print all items in the list. So the method is I would write print name of the list countries, that's it. I'm not mentioning any index, I'm simply writing the name of the list, that is countries. Right click on the program name, click on run, and you will see all the items are getting printed. See, India, America, New Zealand, England, Nepal, all the values are getting printed. Okay, so then an alternative method is going to be discussed, an alternative way to the above statement. That is, if we want to print all the items of a list, what is an alternative method? That is print, and within square brackets simply write colon. Again, we are not mentioning any index, we are simply writing colon. Right click on the program name, run. Oops, there seems to be some error. Okay, sorry, I forgot to give the name of the list, that is countries. Okay, so far so good. Again, right click on the program name, run file, and here is the output. All the values are of the list are getting printed, right? So let's move ahead, and now I am going to write print countries, then 2 colon, that's it. So in the range I have just given the starting index and I have not mentioned the ending index. So what will happen is all the items starting from index number 2, that is the third item, starting from index number 2 till the end, they will be printed. See it carefully. So I am giving the comment also in the above, in the below statement, all the items from index 2 to last will be printed, because I have not mentioned the index number of the last item. Starting is 2. So at index number 2 is New Zealand. So all the values New Zealand, England, Nepal, all these values will be printed. So in order to see it, run the program, see the output. Yeah, New Zealand, England, Nepal, all these values are getting printed starting from index number 2 till the end. Okay. So now I think we should proceed with another example. So below all the items, all the items from beginning to from beginning to index 3 will be printed. Now we won't be mentioning from beginning to index 3 are printed. So what I would be writing is countries colon 4. Now I have mentioned the last index number, which will be 4 minus 1, that is 3, and it will start from the starting, and India, America, New Zealand and England will be printed. So because England has the index number 3. Okay, the beginning was not mentioned, so it will start from the beginning. India, America, New Zealand, England, all these values have been printed. It started from the beginning and it went till the index number, item of the index number 3. In this lecture we are going to learn how to use negative index in lists. Okay, so I am going to press right mouse button on my project name, then I will choose new and Python file. Let me give it some name, suppose it's list 3. Click on OK. Okay, right. So now what I am going to do is let me first give a comment. An index of a list can be negative. There won't be any error message, there is not going to be any error. But what does it mean to have a negative index? See, if I give suppose minus 1, the negative index minus 1, it would mean to be the last element of the list, last item of the list. For example, suppose I have a list called states, whereby I am writing the names of some Indian provinces, Indian states, Punjab, Haryana, and third one is Himachal, and let the fourth one be, say, Andhra Pradesh. Okay, right. So now what I am going to do is I would write print, okay, then name of the list states, within square brackets I would write minus 1. So on the face of it, it looks that this is erroneous because minus 1 index shouldn't be there. But in Python, if you give minus 1 index of the list, it will mean that this is your last element. So in this case, it will refer to Andhra Pradesh in this example. Okay, so let me execute this program. Press the right mouse button on the name list 3, then click on run, and now we will see the result. Okay, the state is not defined. Okay, actually the problem is, as I have told you, the variable names are case sensitive in Python. So here at the time of giving the values, assigning the values, s was capital. So in case of print also, the states, s of states should have been capital. Okay, now see the result, Andhra Pradesh. So minus 1 index refer to the last element, last item of the list. Now to prove it further, let me write print states minus 2 within square brackets. Now we will see what is the output. Now of course the output would be the second last item, so second last item will be printed. So let's go to this program, press the right mouse button and run. Yeah, this is Himachal. This was second last item of the list because I have supplied the index minus 2. On the same lines, you can yourself check out like writing print states -3. Then you can write print states, as you know, is the name of the list, and -4. Now we will see the result, states -4. Okay, so let us uh, let us execute the program, and the whole output will be in front of you. Press the right mouse button on the program name, go to run. Yeah, this is it, as you can see. So the whole list has been printed in the reverse order. In this lecture, we are going to learn how to change the items of a list. So as usual, I have created a Python program with the name list4. Name could be anything. So let me give the command. How do we change the values of items of a list? Okay, it's quite easy to do it. Just concentrate on the syntax that I will be telling you by giving the examples. Names is a list. I am assigning it the values, the collection of values: Anil, Mohit, David. Let me have more. Let it be Ellen, and one more, Shahid, one more, Keval. Okay, nice. Now suppose I want to change the value of a particular item. So but before that, let me print the whole list. So I would write print names. We have already talked about this. If you want to print all the elements of the list, you would write print and name of the list. In this case, it is names, or alternatively you can write print names and within square brackets colon. We have already discussed it. Okay, now I'm going to write names 0 is equal to Lalit. Now what will happen is, there is already a value at name 0 which is Anil. That will be modified with the name Lalit. So it will be a kind of replacement. So Lalit value will take the place of Anil. So we had changed the value of this particular item. Press the right mouse button on the program name, go to run file. Okay, run file, and yeah, this is it. Now the first element is not being shown as Anil, but it is being shown as Lalit. So we were able to change the value of a particular item. Now suppose I am going to write names 3 is equal to Albert. Okay, then I will be printing the whole list by writing print names. So at 3 number index it's Alan. So Alan will be replaced by Albert, because I have written names 3 is equal to Albert. So the value will be overwritten. So this is how the modification will take place. Yeah, this is it. You can see now instead of Alan, it is showing the value Albert at index number 3, that is at 4th location, because index starts from 0. Now names 1 colon 3, this is the range, and what I am going to do is I am going to write a group of values. Suppose it's let the value be, suppose new 1, new 2, whatever values you want to take. So what does it mean? It means at index number 1 and at index number 2, the values will be replaced. The values are Mohit and David. They will be replaced with the value new 1 and new 2. So this is the modification that will take place. So I will print the whole list by writing print names. Yeah, as you can see, the values Mohit and David, they have been modified with new 1 and new 2. So these are the simple methods using which you can change the values of some items of a list. In this lecture, we will be learning how to add new elements into a list. So what we will be doing is be writing values 100, 200, 1000. In this lecture, we are going to learn how to add and append new items in a list. It's very easy to do it, but let me start with the list with the name values. I have assigned it the values 100, 200 and 1000, and I am going to write values dot append and it's 2500. Append is something that means that the value will be added only in the end of the list. So when I will print values, the output is going to be 100, 200, 1000 and 2500, right? Append is just inserting at the end of the list. So append is the function. When I would write values dot append 2500, it will be appended in the last. So in order to prove this, I am going to print the list values, and I have written the alternative syntax also. Go to run, and then after run, you will see the output. Yeah, you can see 100, 200, 1000, and this is the new value that was appended in the last by using the append function. Okay, let's move forward. Now you can also a list into another list. What I want to say is you can also add a list. You would write values dot extend. Extend is a function. What it will do is it will add a list into another list. The list already existing list is values. When I would write values dot extend, and then I am writing 9101789. This is the list that will be extended with this values list. So you can let me change the comment. You can also add a list into another list using extend function. So this is it. This is the list that will be added into already existing list values. I will print values and I will see the output. Okay, click on run. Yeah, that's it. 100, 200, 1000. This was these were the values of the list values, and 90, 101, 789. This was the list which was appended into it. Okay, let's proceed further. I am going to take another list with the name number. So I am giving the number 10, 25. Let it be comma 80 or something 909. Okay, now what I am going to do is I am going to write print and then values, which is the name of the list. Then I would write values plus number. Right, it's very simple to understand it. The values and numbers, both the lists, they will be merged together. So you can see it, right? So the values being displayed are 100, 200, 1000, 2500, 90, 101, 789 and 10, 25, 80, 909. So what you can see is the values list was containing the value still 789 and 10, 25, 80, 909, which came from the list number, they were appended by using the concatenation symbol plus. Now we will discuss another very interesting operator, multiplication, which can be used in the context of lists. We can use multiplication symbol to repeat a value. So what I will do is, suppose I am going to write print and then within square brackets Anand, okay, multiplied by 5, right? So this Anand is a list. What will happen is Anand value will be repeated 5 times. Anand value of this list will be repeated 5 times. This is an unnamed list. Yeah, you can see Anand is being displayed 5 times. In this yet another lecture on lists, we people are going to see how to delete the items in a list. So we will learn, let me give the comment. We will learn how to delete items in a list. So what I am going to do is, first I am going to create a list with the name book underscore codes, and I am going to give some hypothetical values. Suppose 1001, 2009, 8007, 7005, then 5666, 4999. Okay, so these are the values of the list. Now I will print all the items by writing print book underscore codes, and as you are aware that the same thing could have been accomplished by writing, I am writing it in comments, or we could have written it like this: print book underscore codes and colon, right? This is just to revise the things. Okay, so now I am going to use this method del. I would write del book underscore codes. I have used this command del, then I would write del book underscore codes within square brackets. I am writing 2. Now what does it mean? It means the item at index number 2 would be deleted. So the item at index number 2 is 8007. It will be deleted. So in order to illustrate this, I would be printing this statement again, print book underscore codes, so that we can see that the item at index number 2 has been removed. Okay, click on right click on the program name, then go to run. Okay, so here is the output. Okay, so you can see first it is printing the whole list, and in the second output it is displaying the list without the value 8007 because it has been deleted. Okay, now I would write del book. I will tell you how to delete a range of values. So del book underscore codes, and let me write for example, now we are left with 5 items only. Earlier there were 6 items, now we are left with 5 items because we have deleted one item. So now I am going to write del book underscore codes to, suppose it's an example, just an example, 2 colon 5. Now what does it mean? It means starting from index number 2 till index number 4, the items will be deleted. So I will get it printed on the screen. I will get the list printed on the screen so that we can see that these items have been removed. So it's a kind of range starting from index number 2 till index number 4, not 5, 4. So yeah, you can see. So starting from index number 2, that was 7005, and till 4999, all these 3 values, they were removed, and when I printed the list, it printed only 2 items which were left in the list. Okay, right, so far so good. Now we will learn how to delete the whole list I want to delete all the items of the list. So in order to do this, you would write del and simply give the name of the list. That's it. So, and after that I will print this list book underscore codes. Let's see the output. So right click on the program, go to run, and yes, as you can see, no output is being shown, and the compiler is showing an error also, book underscore codes is not defined. Actually this error is very much valid because we have deleted the whole list. In this lecture I am going to talk about tuples. Tuples are almost like lists that we have learned in the previous section. Now we will see some points, some properties of tuples. A tuple is a collection of values. Now this property is exactly the same as the property of list, that they too are collection of values. These values are immutable, that is non-changeable. Now this point is very important, and this is the main difference, basic difference between tuples and lists. The values of lists, they can always be changed. Once we assign values to a list, they can always be changed, but once we give values to a tuple, they cannot be changed. So we will say that values are immutable in tuples. Duplicate values are allowed. The tuple values are also called items. The values are allowed to be heterogeneous. Now this property is also the same as of lists, that in lists be the values can be belonging to the same data type or different data types. Similarly in tuples also, the values, they can be of same data type, that is homogeneous, or they can be heterogeneous also, that is the values, they can belong to the different data types. Now this is a very minor difference, that items are placed in a tuple. The items are placed inside parentheses. If you remember, in case of list, the values are supposed to be placed inside square brackets and not parentheses. In this lecture, I am going to show you how to iterate through the items of a tuple using for loop. So as I have told you earlier also, a loop means when we traverse, when we visit the items of a list or a tuple one by one. So I am going to give the comments iterating through all the tuple items using a for loop. So we will be studying about loops a lot in one of the sections ahead. I'm going to take a tuple employee underscore record. First, I am going to give some value. Suppose item code is 9009 and last name is suppose David and first name is suppose Alan or whichever way it is. Then I am going to give the value 100,000. Then 100,000 is suppose the salary. Then I am going to give the bonus suppose 9,000.45. Okay, so employee underscore record is a tuple. I want to iterate through the items of this tuple. So what I am going to do is, if you remember, we people have used for loop in case of lists also. So for var in employee underscore record, then I am going to give this print statement print var. So if you remember, how does it work? First time the value of var is going to be 9009. That is the first item of the tuple and that will be printed 9009. Second time the value of var is going to be David. That is the second item of the tuple and David will be printed. And third time over the value is going to be Alan. That is the third item of the tuple. And similarly, next time the value of var will be 100,000 and last time the value of var is going to be this value bonus 9,000.45 and that will be subsequently printed, right? So this is how this loop will be iterating through the items of the tuple. So I'm going to execute this program and yes, as you can see, this is the output. All these values, they have been printed one by one. In this lecture, I am going to talk about concatenation of tuples. So let me give the comments. Concatenation of two tuples. As you know, concatenation means joining together. So we'll be joining a tuple with another tuple. And even we can join a list with a tuple also. So let's understand it with the help of examples. Values 1 is going to be a tuple. Values 1 is equal to, I am giving some values 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, this is our tuple and I am going to have another tuple with the name values 2 and what I am going to do is I am going to go for concatenation. So what I will do is I would write values 1 comma 100, 200, 300, 400 something and 400 comma 500. Okay, so the concatenation will take place and the output will be stored into the tuple values 2. So now what will happen is all the items of values 1 like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, they will be merged with this tuple value 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 and after merger the values will be put into values 2. Okay, so let's execute this program. Now I will see the output like this. Yes, you can see 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and after that the next tuple 100, 200, 300, 400, 50, these items, they have been merged together. So it's an important this is something important to learn. Now next we are going to have a list. So I will show you we can concatenate a list So this is a tuple, and after that what I am going to write is comma my list. As you know, my list is the name of the list, and after that I will get the value of values 3 printed. So the values of these items 1200, 2300, 4500, they will be merged with my list values, that is 900, 1000, 1100, 1200. So it's better that we give a heading so that we are able to distinguish the outputs. Following are the values of tuple values 3. Okay, so now let's go and execute the program. Yeah, this is the appropriate place. So I will execute the program. Now we will see the merger of, yes, this is now we will see the merger of the list with the tuple. So you can see the output 1200, 2300, 4500, 900, 1000, 1100, 1200. Last 4 values, they belong to the list my list. So concatenation of a tuple and a list has taken place. Okay, we can also concatenate 2 tuples or lists using plus symbol. As you know, plus symbol is that stands for concatenation. So this is also possible. So let me show you an example. I am going to take a tuple 1. Values are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, another tuple with the name 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or whatever values you want to give. Okay, so now what I am going to do is I would write 2 value of a tuple 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus 1. So as you know 1 is another tuple that is going to be merged. So let me give the comment here also. So I will copy paste and I will change the message. Now I would write following are the values of tuple 2. So in the tuple 2, what will happen is the tuple 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and the tuple 1, they will be merged together, concatenated and put into 2. Yes, you can see the result 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's go to the bottom 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the tuple 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 that was mentioned first, that is why the sequence is like this. Or you can do the other way around. What you can do is you can write 1 plus 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, this tuple will be merged with the tuple 1. So values of the tuple 1 will come first. Okay, yeah. Now the values of the tuple 1, they are appearing first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, this is appearing. So it's quite simple to concatenate 2 tuples or 1 tuple and 1 list. In this lecture, I will show you that a tuple element, that is a tuple item, cannot be deleted because tuples are immutable. The items cannot be modified, neither they can be deleted. But I will prove that the whole tuple can be deleted. So let me give the comment first. We cannot delete individual items in a tuple. Okay, so but let me proceed with the comments. But we can very well delete the whole tuple, yeah. Okay, now I'm going to take a tuple. Let us assume the name to be members. So members, and I am going to give the items Ankit, Muhammad Shahid, and let it be Sharma, and let it be something like Mustafa. Okay, so these are the members, these are the items of the tuple. So I am going to use del, then name of the tuple. Now I will use an index. For example, if I write 1, so that means at index number 1 is Muhammad Shahid at the second place. So that means I want to delete it, but that will not be allowed and it will result into error. Let's execute the program and try this. When I will execute this program, you will see an error will come. Yes, and it says tuple object doesn't support item deletion because tuples are immutable. So now we will see that even though we cannot delete individual elements or a range of elements, but we can very well delete the whole tuple. So in order to do that, it's very simple to do it. You will simply write del and name of the tuple. Like in this case, the name of the tuple is members. So I would write del members. The whole tuple will be deleted. So I would write print members and let's see what happens. Okay, run it. Yeah, you can see it's saying name members is not defined. It is not defined. Why? Because it was first defined and some values were given, but later it was deleted by using the del method. In this lecture, I am going to teach you count and index methods related with tuples. Okay, I am going to open a new Python file, give it a name, any name. I am going to give it the name, suppose tuple 6. Okay, so let me first give the command. So it's going to be like count and index functions, or you can call them methods, and we will see what do they do. First, let me take a tuple. City is equal to New Delhi, comma. I'm going to give name of another city, suppose Mumbai. Then let me give a name New Jersey and another name New Delhi. So I am repeating New Delhi. So we will see that count function, what does it do is it will count the total number of occurrences of a particular item. So how to use it? I would write cities.count, then two arguments are going to be there. The first thing I will do is cities.count. I am going to print the number of counts. So I would write print cities.count New Delhi. So what it will do is it will find the occurrence of the string New Delhi from the tuple cities. As you can see, the output is 2. We have executed the program and we have seen the output is 2. Why? Because New Delhi appears twice in this tuple. Twice. So that is why the count function has returned 2. Okay. So now we will see. I'm going to copy and paste it, and I'm going to change the name of the city, that is the value of the item. Now I have given the name Kurukshetra, which does not happen to be present in the tuple. Now we will see what happens. I'm going to run the program and you can see it's showing 0. Why? Because Kurukshetra string does not appear anywhere in the tuple. Okay. So next what we are going to do is we are going to use print, and then let me write cities, the name of the tuple, dot index. I am going to use the index function, cities dot index Mumbai. Now what does index function do is it will return the index number of the item that has been given as an argument. So it will find Mumbai. So then it will return its index. So index of Mumbai is 1. Let's see whether it gives the right result or not. Yes, the result is 1. Why? Because the index number of Mumbai is 1. Okay. Now we will try another thing. We will give the name of suppose we are going to give the name of this string New Delhi, which happens to be present 2 times. Always remember, in such cases what happens is it will give the index number of the very first occurrence. So in this example 0 is going to be printed, and I am going to execute the program. Okay, run it. So see, 0 is being printed. 0 is going to be printed because the first occurrence of New Delhi is at index number 0. So cities dot index. Now I am going to write Kurukshetra. I have given the value of an item that does not exist. So we are going to execute it. Yeah, you can see there is an error. And what is that error? The error is tuple.index x not in tuple. So here value of x is Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra is not in the tuple. So right error message is being displayed. So this is how count and index functions related with tuples they work. In this lecture I am going to talk about unpacking of the tuple. Unpacking, I'm going to give the command unpacking a tuple. It means assigning individual item values to different variables. So we will be picking up the values, individual values from the tuple, and we will assign them to the variables without much coding. Now you can see I am going to create a tuple. So the name is my values. I am giving the value of the first item as Anand Mahajan. Second is 1000. Suppose Anand Mahajan is the name. 1000 is, suppose let us assume that this is some numeric value, and 900.99 Kurukshetra are the next values. var1 comma var2, these are the variables. var3, var4, these variables will be assigned the values of this tuple. So as you can see in the tuple there are 4 values, right? So I have taken 4 variables, and then I have written the variable names, they are separated with commas. So var1 comma var2 so on is equal to my values. So following is the unpacking. The unpacking will take place, and when we assign values to a tuple, this is called packing. This is packing, and extracting the values and putting them into variables is called unpacking. So what will happen is var1 value variable will be assigned the very first value Anand Mahajan. var2 will be assigned the very next value, which is 1000, that is second value of the tuple my values. 1000 will be assigned to var2. Then var3 would contain the third value of the tuple 900.99, and finally the variable var4 would be assigned the string value Kurukshetra. So as you can see, heterogeneous elements are there. So we have got strings, we have got one integer, one floating point data type. Okay, so now I am going to print the values of these individual variables. I would write print name is, this is the first value var1. So we will be expecting that Anand Mahajan value will be printed. Second, I am copying and pasting it. Name is now let us assume the second value was meant for, say, code. So code is var2. Okay, so print. Now I will print the value of the third variable, which is var3, and let us assume this value was supposed to be for bonus. Okay, the bonus that is given to the employees. And then I will be printing the value of the variable var4, and let us assume this is the value meant for city. So all the values of all these variables are getting printed. Press the right mouse button on the program name, go on run tuple 8, the name of the program. There is a problem because we have already discussed that using the plus concatenation symbol when we concatenate numeric data type values, so we should use the function str so that to convert them into string. So there were two numeric values, var2 and var3, so they will be concatenated with the plus symbol using str function. Okay, let's again execute the program and let's see the result. Yes, that is the output. Now you can see name, code, bonus, city, values, Anand Mahajan 1900.9 and Kurukshetra respectively, they are getting printed perfectly okay. In this lecture I am going to tell you about tuple membership test using in keyword of Python. Actually, membership test means we will check the occurrence of a particular item in a tuple. If it happens to be present in the tuple, it will return a boolean value true, otherwise it will return false. So I am going to have a very simple tuple with the name countries, and the values are India, America, Australia, and let me have one another name, suppose Bangladesh, our neighboring country, and then another neighboring country, Nepal. Okay, so these are the values of our tuple countries. So what I am going to do is I am going to write suppose Bangladesh and in countries. So what it is going to do is it will find the occurrence of this item Bangladesh in the tuple countries. Yes, it is present in the tuple, so it should return the value true. Let's execute the program and see the output. Right, so we will press the right mouse button on the program name, then we will run it. Indentation error. Okay, there seems to be a minor problem. There shouldn't be any space in the beginning of any statement, so there is a space in the beginning of this statement where I have defined my tuple and used the print function. Okay, let's re-execute the program. Yes, now you can see the value is being given as true because this value Bangladesh is present in the tuple. So boolean value true was returned. Now let me give another I am going to test another value, and it's going to be suppose New Zealand, and as you know New Zealand is not present in the list, I'm sorry, in the tuple. So I would write print New Zealand in countries. So it should return the boolean value false. Why? Because New Zealand is not present in the tuple countries. Let's execute this program. Yes, as you can see it has returned false. In this lecture, I am going to show you how to write the basic coding of sets. Okay, I have already created a project called myset, so I am going to create a Python file. In it, let the name be set1. So set1.py file will be created. So I will start with the comment, and the comment I am going to give is following is a simple set creation. Okay, so this is going to tell us how to create a set in the simplest manner. So I'm going to write like values is equal to, and see carefully, I'm using curly braces. I'm using curly brackets. I'm not using either square brackets or parentheses. So you can see all the values of this set 10, 20, 30, 100, 200, they have been put inside curly braces. So that indicates that this is a set. Now I will use, as usual, I will use the print statement to print all these values. Let's execute the program and see the output. Okay, so this is the output: 100, 200, 10, 20, 30. These values, these are the values which have been picked up from the set called values. Okay, so let's proceed further. So now what I am going to do is, okay, let me have another set. I'm going to give it a name record. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prove that the values in a set, they can be heterogeneous. So a set can be heterogeneous. That means it can contain values belonging to various different data types. So record is equal to 101 Kamal Mohan 100.75. As you can clearly see in this set, there are three values. The first one belongs to the integer data type, second one belongs to the string, third one belongs to a floating point data type. So heterogeneous values are allowed. So let me execute the program and see the output. Yeah, the output is being shown. The string will be displayed first. So okay, now the next thing we are going to do is we will learn that we cannot have duplicate values, which I have already discussed in the slide about sets. So we cannot have duplicate values in a set. So listen it carefully. If we have duplicate values in a set, it's not going to give us any error message, but it will print only one value out of all those duplicate values. Let us illustrate this. So here I am having a set with the name numbers within curly braces. I am placing all these values 100, 200, 900, etc. And you can clearly see value 100 is being repeated. It appears how many times? 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 times. So when I will print this set numbers, no error is going to come, but the thing that we will see is the 100 value 100 will be printed only once. Yeah, as you can see. Why? Because set does not allow to have duplicate values. All the values, they are to be unique, right? So next what I am trying to do is I'm going to tell you that we cannot have mutable elements in a set, right? As we have already understood that mutable values are not allowed in a set, because in a set all the values are immutable. So as you know, list is mutable and tuple is immutable, set is also immutable. Here what I am trying to do is I am going to have a set called roll numbers, whereby I have got values within curly braces 101, 202, 303, and after comma I am having the values, certain values 10, 20, 30 within square brackets. As you know, square brackets means I am trying to have a list over here, which will not be allowed. It will be erroneous because the list is mutable. Mutable elements are not allowed. So I will try to execute this program. As you can see, there is an error. Let's go upwards. See, unhashable type. This kind of error will appear on the screen. Unhashable type colon list. So this is not allowed. Okay, right. But in the same breath, I want to tell you that had it been a tuple, there wouldn't have been any problem because tuples are not mutable, they are immutable. So let me copy and paste, and instead of using square brackets, let me use parenthesis. So with parenthesis, it will become a tuple. So this error will go. So I'm writing okay. Sorry for comments. I should have given hash symbol. Right. Okay. So this is our tuple because we have written the values within parentheses. So tuples are allowed because they are immutable. So immutable values are allowed in a set because set itself is immutable. So it's a very interesting thing. Okay, so we are going to print our set called roll numbers. Let's execute the program, and yeah, you can see the proper output is being displayed, right? The values of the tuple are getting printed 10, 20, 30, and the other values which belong to the set, that is 101, 202 and 303, they too are getting printed. In this very brief lecture, I am going to show you that a set is an unordered list of elements. What does it mean is we cannot access the individual elements through the indexing system. So as a set is in an unordered list of elements, there is no concept of indexing in it. Hence, individual elements cannot be accessed. Let's prove this with the help of an example. Suppose I have got this set and it's containing some values 12, 23, etc. So suppose what I want to do is I want to access the very first element, and in order to do it, because the name of the set is all, what I am going to write is print all within square brackets 0. It is definitely going to result into an error message. So let's prove it. What I can do is I will press the right mouse button on the program itself in order to execute it. Then I will go to run. This is run. Set3 is the name of the program. And now we will see the error message. Yes, as you can see, the message is very clear. Set object does not support indexing. That is why this is invalid to access an individual element of a set using indexing technique. So that means this is also invalid. Print, suppose like in previous cases we were doing, suppose I am writing 1 colon 3. So what does that mean? It means I want to access a range, all the elements starting from the index number 1 till index number 2, because the last number is whatever last number is mentioned, that is -1. But this is feasible only in case of tuples and lists. We cannot do it in case of a set, right? So again, this will cause error. Okay, so this is going to cause an error. Let's again try it. Press the right mouse button on the program, click on run. Set3 is the name of the program, and again the same message is appearing. Set object does not support indexing. So what we have learned is set is an unordered list of elements. We cannot use indexing to access individual elements. In this lecture, I am going to tell you about add and update methods which are used with sets. So in order to show that, let me write a new program. Press the right mouse button on the project name, go to new, then Python file, and let me give it any name. Suppose let the name be set2. Okay, so now I am going to take a set. So I am defining a set. I have written numbers is equal to, within curly braces, as you know, the values of sets are given within curly braces. So I would write 10, 20, 30. So this is creation of a set, and then I am going to add a value into this set by writing numbers dot add. Okay, so let me give the value, suppose 40. So numbers dot add 40. The 40 value will be added into this already defined set numbers. As you know, sets are immutable. That means we cannot modify the values, but we can very well add elements into a set. So here let me give the comment, because I have added a new value. I would write in the comment adds the value 40. Okay, then I have printed the set numbers, print numbers, press the right mouse button on the program name, click on run, and this is the output. As you can see, now there are 4 values. Earlier there were 3 values only at the time of creation into the set numbers. So now I would tell you that how to use the update method. Always remember one thing, that update method is used when we are supposed to add multiple elements. For adding single element, we people use add method only. So I have what I am going to do is I am going to take a list, and I would be adding that list into this. So I have written values is equal to 100, 200 and 300. So values is our, this is our list, and what I am going to do is I am going to write numbers dot update values. Now what will happen is, in the already created set numbers, the list values will be added. So because list is containing multiple values, we were supposed to use update method. So it adds multiple values. What update methods does is adds multiple values or a list or another set. So I will give you an example how to add a set into a set also. Okay, before that let's see, this was the list values, which was having these 3 values 100, 200 and 300. So these 3 values they have been added into the set numbers. Now in order to execute the program, you can also press the right mouse button on the program itself and then click run. So this is the output. You can see the values of the list, they have been added into our set. Now I will show you an example whereby I will be adding a list, I will be adding a set into the set numbers. So what I am going to do is I am going to take a set with the name nums. His name could be anything. Then within curly braces I have given the value 1, 2, 3. So let me give the comment also, creation of another set. Okay, so what I will do is I would write numbers dot update, and within parentheses I would write nums. Okay, so what will happen is, into the set numbers, the set nums will be added. Then I would print the numbers. So the set numbers is ever increasing. We have first there were only 3 values, then we had added the value 40, and now we are going to add another set called nums into it. Run the program. Yes, as you can see, now it is containing 10 values, total number of 10 values. So this is how we can add a set into another set. So always remember, add method is to be used when we are going to add only one value into the set, and update method only when we are going to add multiple values into the set. In this lecture, we will learn about some important methods: discard, remove, pop and clear. First I will talk about discard method. I am giving the comment using discard method. Okay, how to use it? Actually, discard method is used to delete an element in a set. How do we do it? First, let me create a set with the name values. Values is equal to, as you know, a set can also be created with the set method. So I'm using set method, and I have created defined a set with the value 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay. Now what I would write is values, which is the name of the set, dot discard, and within parentheses as an argument I would give the element to be deleted, right? Then I am going to print the sets to see whether this particular element has been deleted or not, right? So when I would write discard 30, the 30 value will be deleted. So I have executed this program, and yes, as you can see in the output, all the values except 30 are getting printed. Why? Because it has been discarded. So discard method is used to delete a particular element. I will show you a very important thing. Now this time over, I have deliberately given a value which is not present in the set, that is 37. 37 is not in the set. Now we will see what happens. Okay, I'm going to execute the program, and as you can see, there was no error. There was no error. The set was shown as it is without any error message. Now we come to a method called remove. So I'm going to give the comment using remove method. Now see, remove method is almost the same as the discard method, but the difference is, if we try to delete, if we try to remove a value which is not present in the set, it is going to throw an error. So values dot remove 50. Now I have written 50. First I will show you how to remove the value. So 50 is present in our set, as you can see. So let me put these statement print values after discarding 37. Let me put it into comments. I have executed the program. As you can see, 50 has been removed. 50 has been removed. So far so good. So there seems to be no difference between discard and remove, but now I will show you the difference. Now what I am going to do is, I am going to give a value, say 25, and as you can see, 25 does not happen to be present in the set. Now we will see that an error will occur. So I'm going to execute this, run, and yes, yeah, you can see this is an error has occurred because 25 was not present in the set, and we tried to remove it using the remove method. So that is the basic difference between discard and remove, right? Now I am going to show you another method, which is pop method. Now see, using pop method. So see, what happens in pop method is, it deletes an element, it removes an element, but which one? A random one. It will pick any random number in the set and delete it, right? So values dot pop, it is going to delete an element, any random element from the set. So let me execute the program. Press the right mouse button on the program, click on this run. 20, 40, 10, 30. As you can see, it has deleted the element 50, right? So any random element will be deleted using this pop method. Because we are done with these methods, I am putting them into comments. So now I am going to show you this clear method, which is used to clear the whole set, to remove all the elements of the set. So I would write name of the set, that is values dot clear. Now what it is going to do is, it will remove, it will delete the whole set. Okay, so after using clear method, I am going to print the set so that we can see that all the elements in the set, they have been deleted. Okay, so I have executed the program. As you can see in the output, it is showing set and empty parenthesis, which is an indication that the set has been completely deleted. There are no elements left in the set. In this lecture, I am going to tell you about the membership test in a set. So I'm giving the comment using membership test. You might be remembering we have used this membership test in case of tuples also. So it is going to do the same thing as it did in case of tuples. It will find a particular element if it is present. If it is present in the set, it will return Boolean value true. Otherwise, it will return Boolean value false. So I have taken this set with the name all, and using the set method, I have defined the elements 12, 22, 23, etc. Then I have written print 34 in all. Now what does it mean? It will look for a value called 34 in the set all. If it is present, if it is there, it will return Boolean value true, otherwise it will return false. So as you can see, the output is true. After executing this program, we have seen this output to be true. Why? Because the value 34 is present in the set. Now I'm going to give deliberately I am going to give a value which is not present in the set. So I will execute this program and we will expect an answer false. Yes, the output is false. Why? Because 100 is not present. 100 is not present in the set. So that is why it has returned the Boolean value false. Okay. We can alternatively we can do one thing. We can take a variable like suppose I have taken the variable with the name flag. So what I am going to do is I am going to write like 45 in all. So it is a membership test. It will look for 45 in the set all, and as usual what it will do is it will return true if it is present. If it is not present, it will return false. So I am giving the comment output will be stored in the variable flag, and as you might have judged, the value of the data type of flag is going to be Boolean. So here data type of flag will be Boolean. In fact, in Python we call it bool. So in general terms we call it Boolean. The value is either false or true. So now in this output it is going to be true. Why? Because 45 is present in the set, right? As you can see in the set 45 was present. So that is why it has returned the value true, and when it returned the value Boolean value true, it assigned it to the variable flag, and subsequently I printed the value of the variable flag, which was printed to be true. In this lecture, we are going to talk about another important data structure of Python, that is dictionary. See, a dictionary is an unordered collection of items. It is unordered collection of items. That means no indexing system will work here. Items are in the following format. What is the format? Key, colon, value. Key is any unique value, and value is the like we give value to a variable. Similarly, we will be giving a value to our key. So key colon value will constitute a pair. For example, K colon Kurukshetra, both are strings in this example. So key is K, Kurukshetra is value. Whenever I want to refer to Kurukshetra, I will use the key K and it will retrieve the value of this key Kurukshetra. These values are immutable. That is, we cannot change these values. Duplicate values are not allowed, right? We cannot use duplicate values, and this feature is same as in tuples and sets. The items are placed inside curly braces. So in the next lecture, I am going to give you the example programs whereby you will see the exact way to use the dictionary. After learning the basics of dictionaries, now we people are going to write the program. So we will come to know how to make a dictionary and access its elements. I have already created a project with the name my dictionary. Press the right mouse button, go to new, choose Python file and give it any name. Suppose I am going to give the name dict1. Okay, so this is the name of the Python file. So full name will be dict1.py, as you know. So now let me give the comment. What I am going to do in this particular lecture is I am going to show you how to create a dictionary and how to access its elements, right? So this is what we are going to see in this program. So I am going to take a dictionary. The syntax goes like this: my dict1 is equal to, within curly braces I am going to give the pairs. As you know, a pair consists of two things, key and its value. So one colon passed, I intend to write passed. One colon passed means key is 1 and value is passed. So this is the pair, key is 1, value is passed. Okay, after comma I have given the second pair. The first is key 2 and second is its value failed. So key and values, they are separated with colon. Okay, so here I will show you how to access a particular element. So what I will do is I will write print my dict1, within square bracket I have written 2. So key is 2 and the value against it is failed. So when I execute the program, we should get the output failed. I have pressed the right mouse button on the program, then click on run. Instead of writing print, I have mistakenly written printf. Again, re-execute the program. Okay, and this is the output, failed. Why? Because I have chosen the key 2, my dict1 within square bracket 2. So what is the corresponding value? Failed. So failed was printed. So now I have changed it to 1. So the key is 1 and its corresponding value is passed. So